Calls to the gambling helplines are spiking. The apps, the ads, contributing to a devastating addiction.
Probably seeing the MGM's advertisements for its new facilities.
Oh, it's about to be a party in here.
Detroiters need something to look forward to on Sundays. I need to win some money off something.
Gambling addiction, it's growing, mainly because it's so easy to place a bet in Michigan. You just pick up your phone.
This easiness of being able to open your phone and an app and drop $50.
Live with FanDuel to make the game come alive.
Probably from sports, I think we're probably going to be right around that $50 million figure. The internet gaming piece, which could also be part of the package, we could be upwards towards 80 to 100 in my opinion.
Are we legally obligated to tell our spouse when we're spending money like that?
If you're spending tens of millions of dollars, you probably are.
Exposure to kids when the brain is still developing, and remember, the brain keeps developing through our teenage years.
People are going to do what they're going to do regardless. I don't think it's been going on for a long time.
Problems with gambling, losing money, going into debt, much easier than ever before.
Gambling in Michigan, a family law crisis. Chioini Group, PLLC. In late 2019, Michigan rolled the dice and legalized online gambling.
All right, Ben. State House and Senate passed the bipartisan sports betting bills today as expected, and they now await the governor's signature.
Fast forward a few years, and this state leads the country in revenue related to online gambling. But with every jackpot comes a price.
If your husband lost a ton of money in the stock market or gambling or other investments, would he be liable for paying it back to you?
Gambling and divorce can create a volatile mix of problems in a divorce case. Meet Sarah and Tom, a Michigan couple who started their marriage on solid ground. But when Tom's casual betting on sports apps grew into late-night sessions and mounting losses, Sarah has now learned the extent of the problem and that retirement accounts and their savings have been severely depleted to sustain her husband's gambling habit, leaving her betrayed by the person she trusted most. Stories like theirs are all too common in Michigan today. This video isn't just for those caught in the web of gambling addiction and its fallout. It's a masterclass for lawyers, offering tools to navigate these high-stakes cases. Let's uncover how gambling has transformed Michigan family law. Michigan ranks #1 in online gambling revenue, generating $1.92 billion last year alone.
Last June, Michigan raked in $151 million in gaming revenue, the highest total in the nation, up some 24% from a year ago.
Guess which generation is the leading force behind this boom? High-income millennials. That's right. Their disposable income and love of technology fuel hours spent on apps like BetMGM or FanDuel. For some, it's just fun. But for others, it spirals into overwhelming debt and conflict. Take Tom again. He initially gambled to relax after work, but as his losses piled up, he dipped into their joint savings and retirement accounts, a decision Sarah only discovered when bills went unpaid. When gambling becomes more than a hobby, the financial and emotional costs skyrocket.
And while gambling may seem like harmless fun to some, it can quickly become addicting.
There are neurotransmitters, neurochemicals in the brain that can be released in very influential amounts when certain conditions are met. Humans are wired to like chance and to be attracted by it.
Gambling addiction affects over 150,000 Michiganders. How can you spot it? Preoccupation, a persistent focus on gambling activities that interferes with personal, professional, or family responsibilities. Chasing losses, the compulsive attempt to recover gambling losses by continuing to gamble, often leading to greater financial harm. In an attempt to recoup lost savings, Tom is caught chasing losses by frantically placing higher-stake bets late into the night. Financial recklessness, irresponsible financial behavior, such as excessive spending or neglecting obligations to fund gambling activities. Because of Tom's habits, Sarah and Tom's mortgage payment falls behind as Tom diverts funds to fuel his habit. According to the Mayo Clinic, compulsive gambling, or gambling addiction, is an uncontrollable urge to keep gambling despite the toll it takes on your life. Behaviors like these don't just harm the gambler. They fracture families, deplete marital assets, and create deep emotional wounds.
As a lawyer, how often do you see the link between gambling and divorce?
Well, given I specialise in family law, I have to say if it's not weekly, then it's monthly.
Okay.
And some of the
Legal fallout. In divorce cases, gambling often leads to asset dissipation, the wasting of marital funds. It is important for families and attorneys to act swiftly and decisively when these situations arise. For example, Sarah discovered Tom had drained their savings and retirement account on online poker. When uncovered during their divorce, these losses will make dividing their remaining assets a complex challenge. But more importantly, Sarah must stop the bleeding immediately and will need assistance from her attorney. As things calm down and protections are in place during the divorce, it is important to know that courts also consider fault. Tom's gambling led to unpaid debts and the sale of family assets, which affected the court's decisions on property division and spousal support. But proving fault isn't easy. Lawyers must discover hidden gambling accounts and trace financial records to ensure justice. The consequences of gambling extend beyond money. In many cases of gambling and divorce, including children, custody battles can become heated. Gambling debts can cause families to lose their home, leaving spouses and their children struggling to find stability.
It's a problem that's predicted to only get worse.
It's a horrible addiction. More gambling addicts die by suicide than alcohol and drug addicts combined. It is something that is not talked about a lot.
Courts evaluate a parent's ability to provide a safe, stable environment. Tom's gambling, coupled with his erratic behavior, raised questions about his moral fitness as a parent. In the end, Sarah's consistent stability tipped the scales in her favor. Fortunately, the law offers tools to protect marital assets during a divorce. Financial status quo orders. These orders limit spending to essential items like marital expenses, bills, and child-related expenses, while excluding excessive spending and frivolous hobbies or bad habits like gambling. A qualified attorney will know how to get this relief from the court. Mutual restraining orders, also called injunctions. These orders can prevent either spouse from spending marital funds recklessly, such as on gambling and safeguarding what's left of their estate. There are many other options and orders that can be implemented when strategizing with your attorney. This includes enjoining or prohibiting the spouse themselves from entering a gambling site or utilizing an app. While the order itself is only a piece of paper, it can be an effective tool, since violation can lead to severe sanctions and even incarceration if not followed. Additionally, orders can be entered for the spouse to be banned from the on-site casino or from using the app, and the order can potentially require assistance of the gaming site to assist in enforcement and recognition of the order. It could also be ordered that the person voluntarily puts their name on self-exclusion lists that are enforced by the Michigan Gaming Board. By securing these orders early, lawyers can at least stabilize volatile financial situations and protect vulnerable spouses like Sarah. Correct versus incorrect legal strategies. Handling gambling issues in family law requires precision. Let's compare strategies. Sarah's lawyer took the correct approach, subpoenaing Tom's gambling accounts and hiring a forensic accountant to uncover hidden losses. This thorough preparation ensured the court saw the full financial picture. Contrast this with a rushed case where the lawyer overlooks gambling records. Without clear evidence, assets are misallocated, leaving the innocent spouse at a disadvantage. Attention to detail can mean the difference between a fair outcome and a costly mistake. It is important to understand that most of the history of the gambling spouse can be obtained through the proper use of subpoena and discovery requests. However, additional expertise is needed to interpret information once it is received.
People will get addicted. There will be social problems that come along with it. So the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services are doing what they can with the Michigan Gaming Control Board. Operators are mandated to do some things.
A person can call us. They can call the Department of Health and Human Services. Their gambling addiction line.
Recovery is possible. Programs like Gamblers Anonymous and helplines such as 1-800-GAMBLER provide critical support. Self-exclusion programs offer another layer of protection. For lawyers, addressing gambling in family law is about combining legal expertise with compassion. By recognizing addiction's impact, they can guide clients like Sarah towards stability and justice. Gambling's rise in Michigan has transformed family law. Whether you're navigating this as a spouse or a lawyer, knowledge is your strongest ally. Together, we can tackle these challenges and rebuild lives. Thank you for watching, and be sure to follow and subscribe to Chioini Group PLLC to learn more about divorce and family law in Michigan.